Good afternoon. And how are you doing today? It's good to be back with one more episode of the How To Festival 2.0. And this is a wonderful moment because we've been having you follow us and we've been following you. We've received comments, we've received adulation, we've received inputs, and we've received questions galore. I think all in all, it's been a fantastic outing. Let's see what we've got planned today for us. There is a lot in store, and as I get going, let's see exactly what's coming up on screen now. Right. For all you newbies who don't know us and who are not familiar with the How To Festival, the How To Festival is brought to you by LOCATOR. LOCATOR, who are architect and designers, knowledge partners since 1995. And that makes it our Silver Jubilee year, no less. A momentous occasion on the back of some really challenging times, the last one whole year for everybody, not just us, because of the pandemic, but we still managed to bring you some really stellar brands, and we are grateful to them for their support and their unstinting support. Through thick and thin, they made sure that you students stood to gain. Not only that, we're also grateful and thankful to our presenting sponsor, LIC, Har Pal Aapke Saath. Today, it gives me great pleasure to invite a very well-known professional on our show. He is one among the thousands of professionals who have benefited from LOCATOR being the industry's knowledge partner. Celebrating our 25 years, we take a look at LOCATOR then and now with none other than architect Hafiz Contractor.
Hi everybody, I'm really fortunate to be in association, what can I say, the first time about 25 years back when LOCATOR came to me and said that they are having this kind of an idea where they'll be showing all the products in one kind of a book where each and everyone can go and see what products are available. Now it's 25 years past, and from a mere something like 150 pages volume, they became much fatter as all of us, okay, and now they are online, and I feel that it's a great thing that we have a source like that where we can go to all the and identify all the materials. And also, I would advise them that if they can say that, oh, this material is used here, for so many years back, so that will really give a person that, oh, he can depend on that material. I wish them a great success. They are already successful. I wish them much more success and in their good work. And I feel that I hope everybody can take advantage of that, and all the best.
Now, it's my pleasant duty to not look at this empty auditorium that you see on the screen. That's only suggestive of the fact that you're not in college, but you're here with us online. And you've been with us, all you old faithfuls, through the last maybe 9 weeks. And that's saying a lot. That means there is a value that we are delivering, there is a value that you're obtaining, and that's why we've all stuck it out together. And therefore, I'd like to welcome in alphabetical order students from the following colleges: Amity School of Architecture and Planning, Bharatiya Vidyapeeth, Birla Institute of Technology from Mesra, BMS College of Architecture, CCA, that's Chandigarh College of Architecture, IES College of Architecture, ITM University, Jamia Millia, School of Planning and Architecture, JNA, FAU, SCET from Surat, Malviya National Institute, National Institute of Technology, Rachna Sansad, Rizvi College, RV College, Sihangad College, Sir JJ College, Sushant. You're going to be hearing about them today. Thakur School and Vaishnavi School of Planning. What a wonderful lineup. You are the creme de la creme, belonging to the top 20 colleges of architecture in the country. And we are privileged to have you on the show. Today, we're going to do something slightly different. As you can see, we're going to take a closer look. And we're going to start today with a quiz. It's not news. If you followed our post, you know that we've already given you the quiz questions. It's just a true or false question. How simple can it get? But it's not based on fastest finger first. This time, this quiz with just a true or false, which is being pinned on the comment section as we speak, is available for roughly another 10 minutes more only, because the question pertains to the brand who's going to come and present maybe 10 minutes later. So we wouldn't want an overlap, and we wouldn't want you sneaking the answer through their presentation. Therefore, it's going to get over in another 10 minutes. Go ahead, and 4 lucky winners will be drawn from all the submissions. And what do you get? Our usual prize, a Amazon GV worth rupees 1,000 each. Go for it. Open your comment section, find the quiz, link to the quiz, and say true or false. The question is already pinned there. I'm not going to give it to you on the show. See you on the answer sheet. Who are we? A very, very small introduction for a brand which has existed for 25 years. But this photograph says it all. Right from what you can see on the extreme right of your screen, a reasonably sized tome, to the extreme left, which is a collector's edition, which was in the 20th year of 2015. This big tome was distributed replete with product information, technical specs, dealer contacts to the top 5,000 firms every year, free of cost. And that, at the end of 20 years, we decided from the year 2015 to migrate it to, as with everything, totally digital online platform, which, as you know, is possibly, you already know, is available on LOCATORindia.com. It's the Locator Online Material Museum, which has 187 product categories, 1,800 plus products, information including tech specs, contact details, much, much more. All you need to do is to go and discover. By the way, you might even see your top 100 architects, individuals' profiles, which has been uploaded. There is a green newsletter which you get for free, and so much more. You go and check it out yourselves. LOCATORindia.com. All right, what else have we at Locator been doing? In the run-up to the Experts' Choice Awards, which is ranked by leading architects and designers, we polled, and some 1,800 plus architects gave their verdict on 24 product categories. And that's what helped evolve 2 years ago a unique trust mark, the Experts' Choice. This is given to only one brand in a category, which is what the experts, that is the architects and designers, practicing leading architects and designers, think is the best brand. And guess what? As and when you start practicing, which should hopefully be next year, we will also give you an opportunity, as you will soon become the expert yourself. So look out for that. Whilst you look out for that, look out for this as well. As I think mentioned in the previous show, Selections, which was a compilation, a coffee table book that we put out based on the Experts' Choice architectural marvels. So we invited 24 of our senior leading architect friends to recommend one piece of architecture which has really impacted them so much that they would think it is noteworthy of being mentioned in this coffee table book. And of course, the book contains the reasons why do they think that it's the most fantastic marvel which strikes them. So you can imagine everybody, as they say, there are as many opinions as there are in a room. Similarly, each of them, there was not an overlap. There's so much to choose from. There's a smorgasbord of architecture in the world, but these 24 architects put together for us 24 suggestions, which our production team then went and laboriously put it all together in a coffee table book. Coming up now is a short video of 4 selections from 4 architects. I showed you some last show. During this show, right later on, I'm going to show you some more. Enjoy it. It's your business. Take a look at these grades. What did you think of that? Wasn't it fantastic? The Royal Opera House, Guggenheim Museum, the Louvre, Hyder Aliyev Center. My God, our cup runneth over. And there's more coming on the show. Stay tuned. Right now, a reminder of you. A lot of you found what I said earlier cute. Mainu ki faida. What's in it for me? You know, over the last 10 weeks, this time and time again, we've told you, and that is the reason why you all have been participating so well. The benefits of the program include the certificate of participation. As we speak, it's all getting ready for you. That entitles you to join in the campus hunt. This year, because of the hiatus, the gap, the chasm, distance between professionals and you, we are hoping to create linkages and handshakes so that you get some pretty nifty placements, and organizations who are looking to hiring you find it easy to do so. But this happens only if you get a certificate of participation. You can also exclusively access Archive, which will be up in another 2 weeks, which gives you all the product information in addition to what's on Locator India, deep dive into these brands which presented to you at the festival. And lastly, you enter quizzes and win prizes. This is all known. What awaits you at the end of the festival is purely dependent on your presence and engagement during the festival. Whether you get a platinum certificate or a gold or a silver has been and will always be entirely up to you. Good luck on that. Now, I think with that, let's go to the next segment Waiters, congratulations. Congratulating all our winners over the past couple of months. But first, before we go to that, a customary, this is a band that we put together exclusively for the How to Festival group. Hear them out because they're celebrating your win. Rump, bump. Yes, the top four engagers at the Omnibus show last week. And as you can see, they really engaged with the brands, amongst themselves, with us, and what a way. And they were Bharat Chawda, welcome, my friend. You're a first time, you're a newbie from MIT school as a newbie winner. You're not a newbie in that sense. Simran Rathore also is a first timer from Thakur School. Siddhi Sangai, old hand, previous winner from BVP and Bharati Vidyapeeth, and Anamika Thota, another old hand winner from Vaishnavi School. You all won the Omnibus Show top four engagers position, but what I want to show you, which is so interesting, is coming up, and that is, ta-da! Take a look at the student-wise cumulative glance at the tally till date. It's alphabetical. Ayushri Baldwa, 1. Abhay Garg, 5. No marks for guessing that. Akhila Kanipatti, 1. Anamika Thota, 3. Ankit Sahu, 2. Anjali Durushetty from Vaishnavi School, 1. Ankit Mohabia, 2. Avneet Kaur, 2. Batul Hussain, 4. A little drum roll is coming up after this. Bharat Chawda, 1. Jasleen Sikon, 1. Kashish Garg, 1. Mayank Maru, 1. Mohammad Raizuddin, Mudit Jain, Omkar Shinde, Pratik Raut, all of them with 1. And there she is, Pratyaksha Chavan with 3. Pujita Chalamala Setti and Rajeshri Datta, both with 1 and 2 respectively. It doesn't end there. Look at the lineup of winners. Ritesh Chaudhary, Ruchi Jain, Sanya Chokshi, Saishri Kumparla, Saksham Garg with 3. Saurabh Chaudhary, Sejal Parekh, Sharanya Chetty, Shashi Ranjan Kumar, Shreya Shah, Shreya Deb Roy, all with 1. And Simran Rathod, Siddhi Sangai, Suhantika K. By the way, Siddhi Sangai has had 4. Suhantika K, Sridharan Narsimachari, Sudeshna Chalavadi, Tarumana Tumma, Vaishnavi Kadam, Vaishnavi Patil, Vaishnavi Pitler, Yunus Sayyed, and Zeel Shah of Rachna Sansad with 3, and the others all with 1. What a fantastic community of winners, and they deserve this drum roll. Yeah. All our compliments for your dedication, for your intelligence, for your speed, and your accuracy. With that, let's get to taking a look at the college of the day, 2 of them which are being featured. As you know, in every show, we feature 2 colleges. Our first one today is IES from Mumbai. Yes, and that is the IES College from Mumbai, and who has the charming principal, Vineet Mirkar. And Vineet has a few words for all of you students. Hear him out.
Hi guys, congratulations to Locator for its silver jubilee this year, and the kind of initiative How to Festival which they have taken from 2019 and which is going to be helping the architecture students to become better next gen architects. This association for How to Festival with IES College of Architecture has started in 2019, and we continue this endeavor for the second edition also. We would like to tell these students that get this experience as much as possible, get this learning as through these kind of platforms for you, which is made possible by the Locator in this pandemic also. So do enjoy. Best wishes to your working life, and we leave you to enjoy this episode of How to Festival.
Thank you, Architect Vineet Mirkar, who's the principal of IES College of Architecture. He teaches design dissertation, architecture, building construction, working drawing and details, specifications, electives, and college projects. Those are the subjects that he is teaching currently. At present, he is pursuing his PhD scholarship at architecture at Nagpur University. And with that, we would like to send you the Silver Salver, which is commemorating our silver jubilee year, and it should be with you soon, Professor Mirkar. And thank you very much from all of us. By the way, students, if you want to know a little bit about IES College, which was established in 1995 with the aim of molding students into high caliber professionals. It offers a Bachelor in Architecture degree and 4 part-time courses in Masters of Architecture. The IES College of Architecture strongly believes in the fundamentals of collaboration of academicians and professionals, and they believe that architects are directly connected to people, culture, and diversity. This fundamental is instilled in the learning so as each one can contribute further to society. Very noble thoughts. Thank you, Professor Mirkar, Principal Mirkar. Let me move on to saying our second college of the day, which is the Sushant School of Art and Architecture, Gurugram. It is also acronym SSAA. This wonderful school has a lot to its credit. Let's take a look at this video.
Give you a tour of our campus. Today, in the era of constant change, education isn't just about learning facts. It requires a blend of practical experience and training to nurture talent.
I, the Vice Chancellor, Dr. D.N.S. Kumar, welcome you all to this temple of knowledge. With 8 contemporary schools that we have, our focus is towards building higher education, which is contemporary, which is applied, and which can build the perspective for global development.
The legacy of Chiranjeev Charitable Trust in the realm of higher education goes back to 1989. This was a time when, to bridge the gap in Indian architectural education, Mr. Sushil Ansal laid the foundation of Sushant School of Art and Architecture. Under the guidance of Padma Shri M.M. Rana, the late fellow of Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation, the school made its mark in the field of architectural education. School of Art and Architecture at Sushant University is the flagship school which has been consistently ranked #1 private architecture school in India.
We are a 30-year-old school with an enormous network of alumni who are settled all over the world. We offer BArch program and 4 master's programs. These programs are accredited by Council of Architecture. We are also positioning our school internationally, so we work very closely with the University of Westminster and Bartlett.
I feel architecture is what is learned in conversations with our teachers, with the faculty, with other people in the same field.
We recently had the International Planning and Architecture Conclave, where we invited a lot of international and national faces to our college, where we were able to interact with them one-on-one.
India, of course, is famous, is well known for its craft, but beyond craft, what we are now excited about is that there is an amalgamation of craft and technology. We are also part of the bigger university and part of very so close to the Sushant School of Art and Architecture. We tie up with the University Arts College Bournemouth in London. Students go there at the end of their foundation course for 3-4 week summer program. We also have a tie-up with King Mongkut University of Technology in Thailand.
Well, that was wonderful. And it's such a pleasure to welcome Dr. Vibhuti Sachdev, who's a professor and dean, onto our show. She was educated, did her B.Arch in SPA, New Delhi in 1989, and she went on to doing a PhD in the University of London in 1996. She was later a lecturer in history of art in the University of Sussex. Dr. Sachdev is an authority on Vastu Vidya, which is India's traditional architectural theory. And Dr. Sachdev has been a consultant amongst many things that she's done on the restoration of the Jai Mahal in Jaipur. And she joined the SSAA, which, as you know, is the Sushant School of Art and Architecture, Ansal University, in the year 2014, and has been continuing here as the Dean of SSAA. She's also the director of the Ansal University's Creative Cluster of Architecture, Planning, and Design. It's really wonderful. I met with her a couple of years ago. I'm so happy to have you on the show. Let's hear what Dr. Vibhuti Sachdev has to share with you.
Hi, first let me congratulate LOCATOR, who are doing a brilliant job at connecting industry with the students by providing them insights into the material market and the product market. This is a fantastic opportunity that will benefit both students and faculty at Sushant. Sushant, as you know, is an old school established in 1989. And we are going strong with curriculum and innovation and doing a lot of exciting things about research at the undergraduate and the postgraduate levels. So I wish all the best to the students and faculty and to LOCATOR. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's a pleasure to send you the Silver Salver, which commemorates a Silver Jubilee year. And all of us, thank you, Dr. Sachdev. That's from your students past and current, or the ones who are going to graduate this year, with their hats in the air, doffing it to you and your wonderful leadership at the SSAA. Right, I promised you, and we just talked about Dr. Sachdev, who's an authority on Vastu Vidya, which is India's traditional architectural theory. So when we look at this next video put together specially to give you a jhalak, an insight about what were the architectural marvels selected by our leading 24 architects who helped us put together that coffee table book, you'll see there's a lot of action which has happened in India, and we are very proud of these architectural pieces also. Take a look. So there you had it. And what a fantastic lineup on those last four, which was basically you had the Chand Baudi, the Golconda Fort, the Buland Darwaza, which is a 16th century and still standing tall and strong and magnificent, and the Pantheon, of course, with an oculus, a freestanding structure with no concrete and steel that we can imagine. How did these things happen? It's for you students to go and make your mark when you pass out. But right now, what you're going to do is move on to part B of a show, for which I'm going to ask my production back-end team, who, by the way, I have to name on the show. There is the head of the production crew, which is Smita Satpute. She's assisted fantastically by a team of young Enthu cutlets, is all I can call them. And the youngest one is, I hope the labor inspector is not listening in, it's something like around 18 years, just thereabouts. So, but imagine the energy, the work with which these people work, that we put these programs together consistently in the pandemic period from different locations, people all across India. Really a job well done. Smita, you and your team, Tanay, congratulations to you, Ravi Rao, Kushal, Arush, Divya. I hope I haven't missed anybody yet. And if I have, my apologies. And of course, our project head, Asha Rawat, and our director at LOCATOR, Mrs. Amita Iyengar. And yes, that surname is coincidental. You can imagine why. All right, with all of that, let me now get going to invite Sarvashreshtha Chaudhary and part B. May I request Arush to take over? Right. Go on to full screen, Arush. It's time to welcome our brand partner of the day. And the brand partner of the day also curiously was linked to the quiz that we ran for you. We have a great pleasure and privilege in introducing them to you in a minute. Don't forget, ₹1,000 Amazon GVs each go to the 4 quiz winners who are already gathered at the beginning of the show. Who will be the lucky winners? You'll know at the end of this show. They're going to be drawn this time, and it's not just fastest finger first. 4 best engagers during the 1-hour event, and that I am sure your fingers must be flying. And all our dear regular usual suspects, go for it. Ask us, ask questions. You're going to be asking of Asian Paints. More about that from Sarvashreshtha. 4 best questions to the brand champion. And all of this is via the Facebook group, as you already know. Next, what are we going to do? We are going to welcome Sarvashreshtha Chaudhary of Asian Paints. He is a young lad. I had the pleasure of meeting with him. Let's listen to what he has to share about Asian Paints in a new avatar.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. First of all, I would like to congratulate LOCATOR on their 25th anniversary. And also I'd like to thank How To Festival for giving me this opportunity to interact with all of you. Let me tell you something about myself. My name is Sarvashreshtha Chaudhary. I work for Asian Paints. I take care of the vertical that takes care of architects and interior designers. So my team handles NCRH as the region, which is the NCR region as well as Haryana. So we work with a lot of big architects and architect firms. And this is the first time that I've gotten an opportunity to interact with students. And it gives me immense pleasure to introduce you to Asian Paints and the offerings that we have. So without further ado, I will begin my presentation. So yeah, Asian Paints, this is what I want to discuss with you guys. And I want to tell you what the offerings we have. Asian Paints as a company was founded in 1942. It's been a market leader for over 50 years. It's the 3rd largest paint company in Asia, and of course, the largest company in India. We are 3 times the size of our competition, and we're selling products in around 65 countries. What I take care of is Color Pro. Color Pro is the vertical that takes care of architects and interior designers in Asian Paints. This is where all the architect needs are taken care of. My team services more than 7,000 firms. My team takes care of more than 700 firms. When across India, we have more than 100 plus members. This is AP Homes. It's the store where all of our offerings are at exhibit. And the closest to you, people in Delhi, in fact, you can actually look it up on our website, but the closest for people in Delhi would be Shiva Market in Pitampura. Along with this, there are other services that we offer in Asian Paints. So there is the project sales department and there's the painting service as well, which is now called Safe Painting, which follows all the COVID rules and guidelines. ST Plus Art is something that I'm very proud of, and this is very close to my heart. Again, people in Delhi would know this as the Lodhi Colony Art District that we have created. We collaborate with artists from India and abroad, and I would actually encourage all of you to go to the Instagram page of this foundation and look at the amazing work that these guys are doing. Beginning our discussion with the product range of Asian Paints, the first thing that I would like to discuss with you guys is the waterproofing range that we have. It's called Smart Care range, and we have more than 100 products where you can find out prevention or curative solutions to doing waterproofing in a number of areas in the house. We have systems for you if you want to make a swimming pool on top of your house, or if you're trying to fix a leakage in the washroom. So from a small leak to a big pool, we can take care of all your needs. This is our wallpaper range. We call it Nilaya. And there are around 32 collections that we have in Nilaya. The main thing that I would like to tell you about this are the 3 C's that we focus on. We curate from the best in the world. We get from America, we get from Europe, and we source a lot of collections from the biggest wallpaper names that are out there. We create, we have a design lab where we are creating new patterns, we're creating new wallpapers, and we collaborate. So we have 2 collections from Sabyasachi and 1 collection from Gudat. So some of the patterns here, as you guys can see, these are whichever kind of a design language that an architect is following, they come to us with it, and then we can offer them the best kind of wallpaper that would go for their walls. Some of the brands that we are connected with are on show here. And again, some of the product mix that we have. So from wallpapers to decals to murals and all kind of patterns, we have options for architects. Apart from wallpapers, I'd like to just take you guys through the other verticals that we are in. Asian Paints is now not just a paint company. We have offerings ranging every part of your house. We have offerings that can take care of different rooms in the house as well. So for bathrooms, we have bath fittings where we have 3 ranges, SS, Bath Sense, and Royale. I hope some of you have seen the Rajkumar Rao ad that we have been doing for Bath Sense, but if not, please check it out. You would like to see the range that we have. So yes, the one thing that for bath range I would like to mention is a 10-year after-sale warranty that we offer without a bill, which is first in the industry. And also there is no charge that is taken to the customer in terms of part replacement as well. So the after sale is something that Asian Paints is very strong at. And as a company, we also very much believe that once the product is put, our work doesn't end there. We would still like to take care of our customers even after the products are put. And that's why there are product warranties on almost every product that I'm showing you here. And we stand by it as a company and as individuals as well. Whenever we give a word, we always try and stand by it. Going from the bathroom, you can also go to the kitchen. We have Sleek by Asian Paints. If some of you are culinary heads and if some of you are foodies and if you've seen MasterChef India, we did sponsor the MasterChef India, all the ranges that they had and all the beautiful equipment that they were using. So Sleek Kitchen is a beautiful offering that we have. So it's not just kitchens, we have wardrobes as well. And and it starts from, as low as a 1.5 lakh kitchen, and then it goes up to acrylics and different kind of finishes that you can select. This is one of the kitchens that I would like to show you guys. And of course, if you visit our website or if you speak to any of our Color Pro team members on the ground, you will be able to get a lot more in the offering that is there. I'm speaking to you as I'm speaking to an architect, because I'm sure you guys are very close to that stage now. And I would love to actually have some of you come back to me once you're graduated from your college and ask me about these products. This would mean a lot. The next thing that I would like to show you guys is something extremely close to my heart. This is the IDC range. We call it the Royal Play range that we have. It's the International Designer Collection. And this range is exclusively for architects. So we import it from Noah in Italy, and you will not find it in a retail store. You will not find it in a shop. You can only get it from my team. And we take we take a lot of pride in the products that we give here. One thing that I would like to tell you about these products is the amount of customization that's possible. And I work with architects on a daily basis, and I know how much it excites them when we give them a product and we just give them some direction or some possibility that the product can offer. And these are the kind of things that they come up with. It's amazing. So, and also, I mean, I actually believe what you guys do is art in the truest form. And not everyone can do it, of course. So some of the finishes that I'm showing you guys, these are all finishes that are inspired by nature. These are most of the finishes most of these finishes are going to be inspired by things that you can see around you. Concrete is one of the first things, and we have an entire collection on this. I have at least 4 finishes from concrete itself. This is our slab finish. It's the Archi Concrete Exposed. Again, completely customizable. You can change the shape and sizes and then the way you want to make it. This is our Archi Concrete Slab. It looks like a concrete slab. Very popular in the industrial look and all the raw feel, sites which the architects do. This is our Archi Concrete Deck, and this is the distressed. Most of these finishes are done with different tools and different things that you can actually use to get a different kind of a texture or a feel. There are a lot of color options in this as well, but a lot of architects that I know actually do it in the same concrete finish. This is Archi Concrete Ferro. There are certain elements that you can use that we tell the architects to experiment with and play with as highlights on the concrete. So this is rust. Again, very customizable. We give it around 3 to 4 days for it to oxidize, and then we actually put a coat of antioxidant on top so that it stops there. And of course, this can be used in completely random pattern, however big or small, or however the architect wants to play with it. This is Archi Concrete Fuso. It's actually one of the latest offerings that we have. It looks like molten metal. And again, it's a highlight feature for a wall, but I've seen architects use it on the complete wall to give it a completely different metallic kind of a look. That's Archi. That's a different variation of Archi, which actually an architect had collaborated with us and created. It's a Tetris pattern that we had made with different shades, and I think it has come out beautifully. So what we give them a product, and we give them a certain possibility that is, possible with the product, and we see them run with it, and we see them create beautiful things. The second thing that we have a collection based on is clay. It's called Calcicruda. Calcicruda is, as I mentioned, the inspiration is clay. The material is also very much like clay. So it's as malleable as clay is. You can mold it, you can play around with it. And as some kind of a direction, as I was mentioning, we talk to architects about stencils. So the company has created some stencils, and but these stencils are not the end. I mean, architects have made stencils on their own. Architects have used very random things as stencils. So what I'm showing you here is Venetian peacock. This is it's the blue that you're seeing is the stencil, and the coating before is also different stencils that I used and then rubbed with the trowel. So again, completely malleable product, which can be used to customize and create beautiful walls. This is Roman mandala. Again, the circular things, if you notice, are the stencils, and the rest is again the square part that you can see in this photo is basically a tablecloth, which was used as a stencil. So 3-4 layers and different colors, and every wall in your house can look completely different if you're using calcicruda on it. This is our Persian tapestry. This again, you get what we give is just the little bit of a direction of the stencils here, and again used in a very beautiful manner. This entire catalog is also made in collaboration with architects, so that we know what is exactly going out there and how they would like to see the products too. That this is again Moroccan abresque, so another stencil, another possibility. This is a different stencil that we have used here. In this, what we've used, it's again another cloth stencil that we are using, and on top we've given some gold highlights, so you can actually see how beautifully the wall has come out. This again is a different stencil with fuso on top. So stencils are just our way of giving a direction. But as you can see, it's one product, and you do it on a different wall, and you do it in a different fashion, and the wall completely changes. The third thing that we've taken inspiration on is stone. So you don't have to make the wall as heavy with stone. You can use a texture, and you can get the stone kind of a look on it. So the first product here is Marmarino. As you can see, it's the cloudy wall effect. And again, it gives you the look and feel of the stone, but it's not as heavy, and it doesn't make it that busy. This is, so then there is Teodorico and Stiletto. Teodorico, again, this is the Teodorico Travertine finish that we have. You can use it horizontally, you can use it vertically, and it will give you that stone feeling without being stone. This is Stiletto, it's a shimmering wall. It actually has mica particles in it. So the wall shimmers with the light element of it. So there are two kinds of mica particles that we can put. It's a transparent mica particle as well as a silver mica particle. So again, if done as a highlight wall, it's a beautiful highlight wall. Then we have Ironic. I showed you guys one finish of Ironic on Archi earlier, but then Ironic itself can do wonders on a wall, as I'd like to show you. This is another wall that we had done with Ironic, where we had used it, we had made it drip on the wall and let it rust for 2-3 days, let it oxidize for 2-3 days, and then we did a coating of antioxidant on top. So I have two colors that I can offer an architect in Ironic, and the two colors of rust that we can offer, the brown and the green. So again, when in industrial, in the industrial design language, and when you're talking about that raw feel in a site, I think rust is, it adds magic. This is Metallico Verde. It's the copper rust effect. We don't have a lot of colors in this. This is the only color, but then again, the copper and the blue can be shifted and modified according to how the architect would like to look at it in its in the design. So another thing we have is leafing. I'm sure a lot of you would be aware of leafing. So we have different colors in the leafing that we have, and on top of these colors also we can do different stains to make it look in a different manner. So champagne stain on top of silver would give it a different kind of a feel, or a walnut stain would make it look a little different. So these are the different leafings that we have. Some of you might have visited the ITC hotels. I think a lot ITC hotels, we supply to all of them, and ITC has used leafing extensively in their hotels because the kind of luxurious feel that it gives, it's unmatched. Would like to show you guys some of the latest products that we had launched recently. Fuso, as I showed you earlier, is the latest offering that we have. Again, this can be done on logos, this can be embossed, this can be engraved. You can do it on, complete your wall, or you could use it as a highlight on top of calcicruda or the different textures we have. In fact, the best kind of walls that I've seen are walls where an architect has used 3 or 4 textures with, different highlights on top, and the end results have been amazing, to say the least. This is wall to floor. It's another latest offering that we have. It's basically a seamless finish. So what you're doing on the wall, you're doing it on the floor itself. And the USP for this product would be that you can do it on tiles. You can do it in the washroom. You can do it in heavy traffic areas. The material itself is so strong that we give a warranty of 3 years for this. So all these finishes that I've shown you, all the products that I've shown you, each product has its own warranty period. And we always, for every site that we do with an architect, we give a 1-year execution warranty that comes from my team. So the Color Pro team offers a 1-year execution warranty regardless. So if there's any problem that comes due to execution, or even after a year, we are standing there by the architect, and we stand by our products and we fix it, And different products have, of course, different warranty timings for them. What I showed you earlier were all the interior textures. So that was the International Designer Collection, which were the interior textures. What I'll show you now are the exterior textures. So the exterior texture range in Asian Paints is called Allura range, where we have 3 specific products that we give: Venezio, Graniza, and Torino. Venezio and Torino are these acrylic films which have crack bridging ability, and they're antifungal and antimicrobial, and they are, of course, because they are exterior products, so they are very good with UV light, and there's the dust repelling factor as well. So Venezio and Torino are finishes that can be done on curved surfaces. They can be done on pillars, I'm not sure whether you guys have faced these problems already, but then when you're trying to do a texture on an exterior wall, and if it does not have that crack bridging ability on the curves, you can actually see some cracks that emerge. So these are the products that take care of that. Some finishes that I would like to show you. And then, of course, Graniza is actual granite particles that are crushed to make this kind of a texture. It's those small particles that are on the wall, and we have it in different finishes that, as I'll show you. So it's basically natural stone finishes that we've sourced from across the world, and different finishes that you can get in them are some that I've displayed here. So Venezio, this is sourced from Italy. It's the Venezian stone finish, and it has a very distinct look to it, and it's a very rich feel. So a couple of sites here you can see. Then Torino is the siloxane based technology. Again, it's an acrylic product, so it has that crack bridging ability, and it can and also there are different you can use it in different ways. So as you can see on the right side, it's used as the brick pattern, and on the left we've used it as a moon effect. So there's a darker texture at the bottom, and then there is a lighter coating that we have done on top, and it comes out beautifully. I mean, sometimes it gives that look of a marble stone or a granite stone from far away. Then this is Torino again, and that's Graniza. Graniza is the granite particles, as I was mentioning. Again, it's 100% acrylic product, and we have 3 finishes in this. We have coarse, we have fine, and we have medium. So basically it would be how big the stone would be crushed, and what is the kind of texture you would get on the wall. So these are some of the products that I had mentioned. Apart from this, Asian Paints now is also in furniture. We're also in furnishings, and we're also in lighting. It's the latest offering that we had done while in the lockdown. Most of the companies were giving people holidays and telling them to take work from home leaves. Our company was launching new products and new verticals. So it's the latest offering that we have come into. It's lightings, it's furnishings, and it's furniture. And the one thing that I would like to mention about all these products is some of them are, of course, imported from different countries, but a lot of the Asian Paints emulsions and the kitchen and the wash and the bath products and everything, even the furniture and lighting, this manufactured in India. So it's 100% Indian company that works with the best companies in the world to source, of course, the best products. But most of our products are completely Indian made. Also, the one thing that I would also like to add here is beautiful home service. It's an execution service that we have just come out with, where we offer an architect an option to execute their sites. So if there is a 3D that, so if an architect gives us a 3D of their site, and we have that capability today to execute it completely to the T, where we have actually brought CBRE on board. CBRE is this immense PMC that usually used to do very big projects of bridges and dams and all of that, where we have brought them into the residential segment so that we can use their expertise and actually enter the execution area. So our products, our execution team with CBRE as the PMC, and we've done some beautiful sites across the country. So certain advantages of working with Asian Paints as an architect would be you have one point of contact who basically is going to then speak to whoever he needs to speak, because of course there are different teams that are working on different products. But then you need to speak to one point of contact, and most of the firms that we know save the relationship officer's number as Asian Paints, and they deal with one person who then coordinates with whoever he has to coordinate to actually give a very seamless service. So an architect does not have to deal with, let's say, 15 vendors, or they don't have to deal with different people. All the offerings and all the solutions can be given by one person. We have, let's say, so not just collaterals, we can give samplings, we give swatches, and also we have a man on ground in any small city in the country as well, because the network of Asian Paints is our biggest strength. We have around 50,000 retailers across the country in the smallest towns. So if an architect in Delhi is doing a site in Cochin, my team can facilitate with the execution of, or my team can help deliver the products at the site in Cochin. So this was a little about Asian Paints that I wanted to tell you guys, and I'm definitely looking forward to the questions and answers. And of course, I'm looking very much forward to some of you moving out from colleges and then coming to us to ask for certain solutions, and hoping to work with a lot of you actually in the future. So thank you so much. Again, I would like to thank LOCATOR and How To Festival for giving me this opportunity to speak to you all and introduce you to a little to my company. Thank you.
Well, that was extremely informative, Sarvashreshtha. And as you know, you were looking forward to the questions. Let me tell you, there are tons of them. And we have handpicked and curated a few quickly on the fly. So it's question and answers time. And hi, Sarvashreshtha is also fondly called Sunny. So Sunny, is it okay if I call you Sunny? Yeah, or would you like me to go through your full name?
That works.
That works. That's awesome. Are you ready to take a shy at some lovely questions that are asked?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So good to go. So we have about 10 minutes and you can be brief, but we'll try and take as many questions as we can in this time. And let me begin with a fabulous, interesting one from Abhay Garg. By the way, he's one of our, regular enthus who he's engaged, he's comments, he asks questions. So his question is interesting. Can these stencils be used for temporary work as well? Let's say, for example, in a movie shoot. He's from Thakur School of Planning.
Of course, if you have the budget, you can do it for a day. You can do it you can change your stencils every day. I mean, so what the swatches that we send architects are these 1x1 swatches, which we make on MDF. So yeah, I mean, if you want it for temporary work, of course, it's very much possible.
Right. So then Shashi Malhotra is asking a question. Is Tedorico only for interior walls?
Yeah, so the International Designer Collection, the IDC range that I mentioned, that's all for interiors. The only product that we can do in exteriors from that is the Archi Concrete. So okay. Archi Concrete can be done on exterior as well as interior, but all the other designer textures are interior products, yes.
And then we have Anamika Thota from Vaishnavi School of Planning. And she says, how many days does Asian Paints take to do any new design provided by an architect?
This we are talking about, let's say, a customized wall.
Yeah, perhaps.
Okay, so the textures that I was talking about, we can execute those textures. If it's a like short notice that I get, then we can do it in 2 days.
Okay.
But I recommend that we take 3 days for it, because in 3 days you can play around with it. You know, the textures take a little while to dry. So while they're drying, you can actually do different things on it. And then if the best kind of textures come when there are 2-3 layering, and then you're doing something different on each layer. So 3 days is the ideal time that we take. And yeah,
that's not really something difficult to handle, because in a project,
exactly. I mean,
these are all planned well in advance,
As I said, that the products are easily available in most of the cities, so we don't have the issue of a product, reaching late or whatever. So that's not a problem.
I think, Sunny, what Anamika was asking is a new design, something which stencil which you don't have. Suppose a design is drawn and given for you to develop that, and even that can be done in such a period.
So if there's a customized stencil requirement, I think it would take us 3 to 4 days to get that stencil made, and then get it approved from the architect as well, because that approval is important. And in such cases, we usually do a sampling at the site first. So they will, at the site itself, we'll make these 1x1 or 2x2 panels. And then once the architect signs off on that, then of course, three more days. And
super. I think that's extremely, timelines are pretty decent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
That's why we get the response we do.
Cyber days and not, months and
of course.
years. Okay. Abhay has another sneaky question, which was like, there is a new concept called a wall poster. Does Asian Paints offer those?
Okay. We do have the capability of doing murals. We do have the capability of doing customized wallpapers. We have paintable wallpapers as well. And we have customized tiles too, which give this option of putting your child's photograph on top of the wall if you want to do that as well, or whatever design, I mean, in a poster or in any way, if you want an art on a wall, that. But specifically a wall poster, maybe not.
Right, fair enough. We have Saranya Chetty from SPA, School of Planning and Architecture, JNFU, Hyderabad. How many years does the paint last, and does it need to be repainted? And how does it vary, the different types of paints?
So different paint has a different life, a different life, stays on for a longer time. So we have the Royale range, which is the luxury range for interior emulsions. We tell them like 5 to 6 years, it's going nowhere. But usually people change paint after, let's say, 3 years. That's
We're just tired of.
Yeah, that's the average which I've seen. We have these exterior paints. It's the Ultima Protect, which Ranbir Kapoor is doing a lot of ads for these days. It's the lamination wala paint. That we say is not going anywhere for 10 years. So we have paint, there are paint products which will sustain themselves. And an exterior paint sustaining itself for 10 years is actually quite a big deal. Yeah, so for those products, we have a warranty itself for 10 years. And then for interior products, 5 to 6 years is what we usually offer.
In fact, this thing which you mentioned about exterior products, I think the norm is about 6 to 7 years.
Yeah.
So if you're giving 10 guarantee, that's almost 40% more.
Exactly.
For the same,
10 years is warranty. So if you want it to last longer, then of course that would happen.
Yes. All right. So then here we have a question from Anamika, which is, I think the socialist in her has come to the top, because she says like, are these products affordable for a lower middle class family, let's say, who lives in small towns or villages?
So my target group is not the lower middle class in a small town. I'll be very honest with you. I don't think an architect in Delhi is going to take a client who's a lower middle class in a small town, because those kind of people do not come to the big shot architects. I mean, an 80-50 firm, I don't know. I haven't seen it. It's a very good question. We do have a lot of offerings for people in small towns who are, let's say, in the lower middle class, but the international designer collection or the expensive wallpapers, of course, that is not is not going to be in that area. But we do have cheaper wallpapers as well. Our wallpapers start from, let's say, 2,500 per roll, which is 50 square feet. So there are cheaper options, but the IDC range that I've shown you, no.
No, fair enough. I think, Sunny, because Asian Paints it's a very respected brand because it has, even in its paint solutions, the regular ones,
yeah,
gully, kona mil jata and everyone can afford it. There are distempers and there are emulsions and whatnot. So I guess depending on one's budget.
In fact, the Royal Play range, it's a very interesting story also for that. So Royal Play range now is the international designer collection. But if I'm sure the students also would know, and a lot of them might have done it in their house as well. There are the Royal Play texture was basically that wall where you would do on a roller, and it would be that highlight wall.
Saif Ali was on that job.
So, that was how we started it. That was the most basic thing, and now everybody in the smallest of towns looks and says ki ek diwar mujhe highlight karni hai. I want to do that one wall highlight, and then the rest of the room you can do in a different color. So it has become, it's become a trend now. It's become the way people paint their houses.
In fact, even the SA roller, without roller, I've seen people, tell the painters to take coir hem, the dori lo, usko gila karke uske pattern kara do.
In fact, we made, I think our company must have launched some 30 to 40 patterns. And then painters themselves had started making different, and, I mean, Facebook is littered with videos where people are making different, and they're extremely affordable. I mean, you're not having to put anything expensive on it. It's just regular paint, which you're painting in a different manner, let's say.
So water finds its own level, basically.
Always,
in that sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take one last one, which is from Razi of GNFEU. Asian Paint, do they offer reflective paints for building exteriors so that the interiors can remain cool?
Yes, so we do have products. In fact, the waterproofing range that I was mentioning, we have a product called Dampproof Ultra. It's the latest product that we have. And Dampproof Ultra, it doesn't just provide waterproofing capabilities for the rooftop. It also is a reflective paint. So it's proven that it reduces the temperature inside by 2 to 3 degrees.
Right.
So there are options. There are those. So specifically, a paint doesn't do that. You will need a certain amount of a coating, and usually it is a PU coating product that has that kind of chemistry that would be able to give you that reflective property. So yeah, we've played around with it. We tried to do it in paint. We were not that successful because the technology doesn't exist. So we made a waterproofing product, which would also give you the heat reflective property.
Right. So, okay, I think there is time for one last one. Let's squeeze it in. There are many more, Sunny, which we are going to be sending you, sharing with you, so you can answer all of them. And we'll be uploading it on our archive section.
These are actually very interesting questions.
Yes, nobody's question goes unanswered, as we like to say. Last one from Shaksham Garg of Rizvi. In case of wallpaper, what is the possibility of repairing a patch, a bad patch, which is easier in paints?
So, two types of wallpapers exist. The one where the patterns are very specific patterns, the way, you'll have to place them very properly for that to, for the wallpaper to be, if it's
matching.
For the pattern matching. So for that, of course, you will have to take off the one roll, that roll needs to come off and then a new roll has to go. But if the pattern matching is not an issue, then yes, you can, that section of the wall can be taken off. But yes, for it to look seamless and for it to not look, the margins to not show, we always recommend that you do that one strip.
And also there will be some amount of discoloration because of UV. So, the new patch and the new roll and the old one.
No. So interior wallpapers will not have that UV problem, and that.
I see.
Yeah. So interior wallpapers are always, we never recommend wallpapers to be put outside. We always recommend that the wallpapers are put inside, and our wallpapers do not have that fading problem.
That's fabulous.
Because if there is, then at least for 1 year, I change them.
All right, Sunny, lovely having you. Sarvashreshtha Chaudhary, for you, ladies and gentlemen, he's been extremely, energetic and alert. And we're hoping to have you back on the show sometime in the future. So
I would love to. You have my number.
Yeah, we'll have you back. Sunny.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, to all the questions you guys have asked me. If I have not taken it now, I promise I'll answer them in due time. So thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, and we'll be seeing you when we see you. Okay, so Asha, is this a time for us to do a customary thank you, Sarvashreshtha, if you can see that, for that illuminating presentation, and of course the energetic Q&A. And these shoal of fishes, just in case you're wondering why they're there, we're all in search of knowledge. We're all in search of, these people are in search of plankton and food and whatnot. But I think that's the connection. We are knowledge thirsty, and many of our brand partners have been doing such a wonderful job. Right. Asha, are you now ready to help us announce the winners of the day? And the winners of the day would be the question, the quiz that was set up right at the start. And of course, you were asked a very tight question, which is, does India's largest paint company and Asia's very large one, and you know, they're 3x that of the nearest competitor. So you can imagine the size in paints, but do they do other things? And those who answered true were, there are 10 contenders and there are 4 winners by lucky draw. Nischal Garg, Juhi Chawan, Dhara Mehta, Asmita Talukdar, Salwa Shah. Let's look at the next 5. And they are, I'll move my image off my screen. Saurabh Chaudhary, sounds like Sarvishta's Sunny Chaudhary is somebody. I hope you are related. Vaishnav Kadam, sorry. Mihir Pawar, Priya Topno, and Razi Uddin. All right, let's blow it for the winners of the day. And they are, first lucky draw winner of the quiz, Mihir Pawar, NIT. The second lucky draw winner, Juhi Chawan, ITM. Third is Dhara Mehta of Vaishnavi. And fourth, Priya Topno of BIT. What a wonderful ensemble. Your prizes will be out in the mail as soon as we can, and that is going to come to you from Amazon itself. That's it, I think, for the day. That's all for now. Do keep a lookout for more announcements. You know, our customary, we send you posts, we send you messages, and it's always been a pleasure to host a brand and teach you. We did a poll today, and many of you are interested in continuing the festival till the end of this month. As next month, you probably have to start preparing for your exams. And I'm sure you find this 1 hour 15 time well invested, because we've got those comments from you that you've learned a lot, and this is something you don't get taught in college, which is the reason why the How To Festival from Locator has been set up. So with those few words, thank you from all of us at the studio. See you very, very soon. Bye-bye.